it seemed as if nothing was happening on the casino front. And then there wasn't anything, just a lot of talk. Now it seems as if a day doesn't go by where there isn't something, a new development here. Let's begin with this with Foxwoods and their pullout. Did that catch a lot of people by surprise, do you think?
Well, they had been dropping hints, or more than hints, for a few weeks. As all, I think, of the Sullivan County contenders and the one Ulster County contender for the up to 2 slots have been dropping hints. Since so many Orange County projects jumped in the race for the 2 casinos max in the region. That took everybody, I think, a little bit by surprise, even though Orange County was included in the area in the first place of the law. But Foxwoods in particular, those guys had been saying what other people are saying, that the possibility of orange casinos makes financing, Wall Street financing, more difficult. We've been hearing that from everybody, and they articulated it. They never quite said they were going to drop out, but they, so it wasn't a shock. It really wasn't a shock. After all, the Stockbridge-Muncie Trading Cove proposal, they dropped out earlier this month, and the Nevele, Michael Traynor at the Nevele, he's consistently said, if there's an Orange County casino, he just can't build, and that's a reason he's having trouble getting financing. So, put it all together, it wasn't a great shock, but I think for Sullivan County, which has wanted a casino for almost as long as I've been alive, which is more than 5 decades. It was somewhat of a shock, more of a blow, because now it leaves just 2 out of the original 4 players, and they're both at the Concord, and that seems highly unlikely the state would pick 2 projects virtually in the same place.
Steve, based on the people that you chat with on this entire issue, do you get any sense of where the state, the commission that's tasked with the idea of, or tasked with the job of selecting the sites, what will be the higher priority here? Will it be a county in need and the economics of the location, or how much revenue a casino is going to bring into the state? A lot of people that I've talked to in Sullivan County tend to think it's the latter, that will be the determining factor. What have people been saying to you about this?
Well, I think it depends where they are, quite honestly. First of all, the state doesn't really say anything as far as they keep pointing to the regulations in the RFA, the request for applications of casino, where they weight what the criteria are, and I can almost 70% economic development, 20% for local, but in Sullivan County, at least, they keep coming back to the Upstate Development Act, aimed to create jobs in areas that are neediest. Sullivan County certainly fits the bill. They say Cuomo came to Sullivan County after the referendum passed allowing these casinos. But Orange County, Steve Newhouse just yesterday, you can't argue with his point, saying if it's meant to create jobs and create revenue for the state, why not Orange County? Because certainly a casino in Orange County or 2 would be closer to the city. and that huge market. And if you have a casino there, in most of the locales, why would anyone then keep going to Sullivan County? So, those are the arguments. The state just keeps pointing to their these criteria. They also say one thing though that they keep stressing, and that's excuse me, speed to market. They use that phrase in particular. They want these things running quickly. Now, Sullivan County thought it was the people in Sullivan and Michael Traynor in Neville thought that was a huge advantage because they basically have all their environmental approvals done, which can take years. Foxwoods, by the way, was on track to get theirs done. Orange County, all the players are later to the game, and it would take them longer. But then all of a sudden, the state started clarifying their regulations and saying, well, that there's a 2-year window that they say you have to build in from. Originally, it was from when the licenses were issued. Then they clarified it and said, well, it's after you finish the approval process. So that gave the Orange County latecomers a little bit more time to finish their approval process, right. and then the clock could start ticking. You
live in Sullivan County. You talk to people through all, so many people in Sullivan County, and so many of these people who have really, when that vote came in, that state referendum to allow casinos, there were people in Sullivan County that were rejoicing, that were saying, "Here it comes." How devastated would the Sullivan County be if this doesn't? Or if there's an Orange County casino and one is granted at the county?
Well, I'm laughing, but because I've talked to people there, and the night the referendum passed, people were using phrases like it's the greatest night in Sullivan County history. I mean, I think you were there.
Yep.
In Rock Hill, at Bernie's, which has been around forever, and people were saying, finally, we're hitting the jackpot. And then as Orange County casinos came in, it was like, we're gonna fight, and all of a sudden, the likelihood of Sullivan landing the 2 casinos is getting more remote. I think everybody would agree. So 1 casino, I think they'd be okay with it, even though an Orange County casino in the right location might just cut off all traffic or most traffic to that casino. But no casinos, I've heard people say, and I'm not kidding, that people would be jumping off buildings if there's no casino after all this.
Yeah.
I just find it unlikely that would happen, but you never know. You never know. I mean, but it would be. I think it would be devastating. I think for Sullivan County, morally or emotionally, as well as just the loss of a couple thousand jobs. That's my reading of the mood there.
And again, you've covered the casino issue for such a long period of time. Are you surprised where this story has taken you?
Yes. Yeah. Like most people, we've been writing since Senator Bonasek, State Senator John Bonasek, has been lobbying for casinos, that they were sort of destined for the Catskills. I mean, even when I first started covering it around the turn of the century, that's 2000, when Pataki proposed three Indian casinos, they were meant for the Catskills. That's what Bonasek kept lobbying: Catskills. I think 3, 5, whatever. It kept going back, and then the bill came. And people say, and this is what people say close to it, that Cuomo got his way and included other counties, Orange and Dutchess, and still people seem to think, well, yeah, Orange is included, but all the main players were in Sullivan and Ulster, you know. And then all of a sudden, you know, a few months ago, what are there? All these people, projects in Orange County just came out of the woodwork, it seemed, and big players, and closer to the city. So yeah, I think that surprised everybody. The Foxwoods, they went in this assuming, they say, that there would be 2 casinos in the Catskills, and they would be one of them. And so yeah, that's been surprising. That turn, that there's so many Orange County players.
But the bottom line, in your opinion, is right now, what's going on in Orange, and if there is an Orange casino, there is the mindset in Sullivan County that this is really, really going to hurt us.
There is that mindset. There's that mindset. There are twists, little twists to that, sort of a sub-mindset that maybe a casino in Newburgh wouldn't be in the direct path. I've heard this of a Sullivan casino. You know, that everyone seems to say that if you're driving up the thruway and there's a casino in Harriman, you know, you could see mom and dad going, oh, we're on our way to, you know, Sullivan County. And somebody says, oh, why drive another hour? Let's stop here, you know, or even in Blooming Grove, which is sort of on the way. Yeah. So there is that fear, I think. Newburgh might be a little bit out of the way, they're saying. That's what some of the people pushing the Newburgh projects are saying. But the other thing is that the Sullivan County folks and the Nevele folks are concerned of is, well, if an Orange County casino is a $1 billion showcase, and their market studies are saying we're going to get a gazillion people a year, what are they going to build in Sullivan County? Something bigger? Knowing their market studies say there's going to be less traffic. So it's, yeah, I think most people think an Orange County casino would hurt.
Okay. And just to sum up and wrap up, do you see any more surprises by the end of June?
Well, yeah, by the end of June 30th is the deadline to submit applications. The 2 Sullivan players I've talked to within the week, the 2 that are left. To quote Louis Capelli in an email he sent me, I don't think he'd mind, we're in it for the long haul, pal. He's teamed up with Mohegan Sun at the Concord. Empire Resorts at the Concord, they are still, I think, most people think of them as the favorite to at least land one. They're in it. The Orange County players don't give any indications of dropping out. I could be wrong, you know. I mean, there's only 2 weeks to go. They could be doing traffic studies and water studies and all that stuff. But no, I don't really see any. And of course, Michael Traynor at the Nevele, he said just yesterday that he's in it, but if there's an Orange County casino, he's not building. So, you know, I don't really see any. I don't see any surprises.